Hello and welcome to the first episode of Glued. That's Roguegunners Productions' new motor racing channel. And yes, it's another video about pre-season F1 testing, because of course it is. As with most other videos on the subject, it's going to be full of opinion and conjecture based on what I saw over the 3 days. So if you disagree, please be polite in the comments. Obviously feel free to challenge anything that I say. So first I'm starting with the most obvious team, and that is of course Mercedes. Now it was a rocky test for the world champions. They had several mechanical issues, they had some real stability issues, and it all resulted in them being at the bottom of the total laps chart. Now I'm sure nobody really believes that they slipped down that much, and I'm sure they'll be back on form by the first GP, but I do wonder why they were caught off guard so much. There's plenty of possible reasons. A few that have been mentioned are the changeable conditions and also the lack of a filming day, which other teams had obviously, so they got a chance to kind of dry run their car first. But maybe, and this is my opinion, maybe they've been putting in more of their effort into the larger 2022 changes, so really not concentrating that much on 2021, and so the changes they've done are perhaps just very experimental and minimal ones that help them with the next season. Because whilst we know Mercedes have really been so far ahead that they haven't really had to do a lot of work season to season to get their cars up to code, so to speak, maybe they feel they need to do more work in 2022. Who knows? Something to think about. Right, Red Bull had a pretty good test all in all, with just a couple of gremlins. They looked strong, although again, I'm not sure they're as close to Mercedes as the test seemed to show. Max was super fast, as always. Sergio seems to be getting used to the car as well. He's a fantastic driver, so we know he's going to do as well as possible. We did see a little bit of that rear end stability that the other non-Verstappen named drivers struggled with, but it does seem that they dialed that one out near the end. So I'm really hoping it is going to be a good fight. McLaren are an interesting one. Everybody just kind of says, oh yeah, they did alright, they did fine. And then they move on. Perhaps they talk about how they got their engine in and working without any problems. But there's one glaring fact, and that's they only did 20 more laps than Mercedes. Now, considering they were bedding in a brand new engine and they had some interesting new developments on the back that they should do testing, that seems like a very suspiciously small amount of testing. I'm hoping it's nothing. I am a lifelong McLaren fan, so I am really hoping that they literally just didn't have to do that much more laps to test their stuff. But it feels very strange for pre-season testing. It's not normally about holding back on mileage. So I guess we'll see anyway. Aston Martin are, yeah, they're an unknown. I mean, completely. The car is potentially very quick, but it seems really played with gremlins, so it's pretty unknown. Whilst I respect Seb as well, you don't win a world championship without being a good driver, and you definitely don't win 4 without being able to drive. We do have to remember that his issues actually started before the FIA kind of helped to cripple the Ferrari engine, and also before Leclerc joined the engine. In fact, if you really want to be cruel, his problems kind of started back in Red Bull. Whilst it might be the stifling management of Ferrari that's caused this huge downturn, I don't think we're going to see this amazing transformation that a lot of people do think we're going to see. Again, I'm hoping we do. It'd be great to have some more cars fighting near the front. But yeah, I can't see, especially not in the first season, I can't see Seb being this huge revelation that people seem to be expecting. Now, Stroll, we did kind of see, we saw some standout moments last year. They weren't all good standout moments, but there were some. He did have to do some really good drives, and if he can kind of carry that onto this season and also maybe just get a bit more maturity as well, I think he's going to be fine. I think he's going to be a solid driver. I don't think he's ever going to be world champion material, but I do think he will be a solid driver. AlphaTauri are looking pretty good. They seem to have built on their great 2020 season. They've moved it a step ahead. I'm imagining the new Honda engine is also going to be helping with that. I think we'll definitely see Gasly on the podium, possibly more than once. And I'm going to be really interested to see how Tsunoda does in his first season. He looked pretty quick. Alpine seem to have a stable enough car, and Alonso looks to have got his eye in straight away. They certainly didn't look slow, but I'm not convinced they've made the same gains as a lot of the midfield. We won't really know. Again, obviously all this stuff we don't really know until the season starts. You don't know what tricks people are playing in testing, but we'll find out anyway. And Ferrari also are pretty hard to gauge. Sainz was there or thereabouts, and Leclerc seemed pretty fast. They did complete a lot of laps as well, as did all the other Ferrari powered teams, which does suggest the new power unit is at least reliable. But other than a few quick laps we saw, it's really tough to know exactly how fast that engine is going to be. So yeah, by which token we don't know how fast Ferrari are really going to be. They seem to have made a lot of changes, but yeah, we just don't know. Pretty much the same we said for Alfa Romeo as well. Now their drivers are obviously bedded in. They've been with the team now for a few seasons, so they are, you know, they're quick enough. They really are. The car looked all right. I'm still pretty sure we're going to see them near the back of the midfield, mind you, but they look pretty good. And we're actually going to finish with Williams, who just don't seem to have progressed much at all. Not to say they're bad, it just doesn't look like they've made any kind of huge gains anywhere. Which, you know, fair enough. Can't really expect them to. They were running on a shoestring before. They've only just really been taken over. So that money still has to kind of roll in, and hopefully it will translate into something better. But they also put their test driver in for one of their days, the whole day, meaning that their actual race drivers got way less running. So I think they're still just going to be outside of that midfield fight. But you know what? George almost got points here and there, so maybe he'll get some points with Williams finally, and not have to wait for his time in a Mercedes again. Right, that's it. That's my opinion, and it is my opinion based on what I saw. By all means, disagree with me. Just keep it polite. Effectively, we all have our teams, and we all want teams to do well. But we all love the sport, so you know, let's keep it pleasant in the comments. Anyway, thanks for watching.